What's going on, everyone? It's Elite Killer 29 here with a video today, and it's about that time of the year to where we start wondering about the next NASCAR game, which is NASCAR Heat 3. Hoping for it to be good like always. I haven't had a chance to make a video in a while like this. I've been wanting to make a NASCAR Heat 3 wishlist video for a while, but just haven't had the chance to do it because I've been busy and etc, etc. So yeah, I think this is the best time to do it. If you a guy that's on YouTube and you into NASCAR gaming, I think you should put out wishlist videos so we can get our message across to the developers. Start tweeting at them. This is the time where everybody starts getting really curious about the next NASCAR game. I think the only person that put out a video so far was Real Radman. He put out a NASCAR Heat 3 wishlist video not too long ago, and he was asking everybody, what do you want to see? And you know, it's the typical stuff, things that we still missing years later. Some things that we never seen in NASCAR games, but mainly what everybody is asking for is things that we had in the EA days, and I'm going to get into that in this video. I'm not about to rant about, you know, the disappointing NASCAR games. This is a wish list video, and I'm going to break it down into 4 categories: fixes and adjustments, bug fixes and improvements, bells and whistles like a track map, being able to look behind you, etc. Things like that, DNS. I'm going to tackle more in that category when I get to it. The career mode, which I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about in this video because the career mode is still lacking. I give props to 704 for giving us, you know, the best career mode we had since NASCAR 09, I guess I could say. But it still lacks when you compare it to games like 03, 04, Dirt to Daytona, games like that. So still need a lot more. And then last but not least, online. Don't have a lot of requests for online. Just want to see a few things. But the main 2 things that 704 got to work on for NASCAR Heat 3 is the main 2 things: career mode, bells and whistles. It has to. Those 2 things have to be tackled. Those things are lacking the most right now. So I'm about to get into it without further ado. The first thing I'm going to tackle for bug fixes and improvements: fix the AI on restarts. The AI are so slow on restarts, it's ridiculous. You can gain like 10 spots before you go into the first turn, and that's ridiculous. No matter what the difficulty is at, they just so slow on the restarts. They check up a lot. It's just ridiculous. Next thing you know, you can end up getting your car or truck damage if you end up running in the back of somebody because they're so slow. So that has to be improved on ASAP. Hopefully they are in the process of fixing it, because you shouldn't be able to gain that many spots on a restart. You don't see that in real life unless, you know, just something happens in front of the field, which is rare. So somebody spins their tires or something or whatever. The second thing, the AI pit strategy, which is pretty bad on this game. The AI pits way too early. They need to. It's a couple other issues that they got, but that's the main issue I got. They pit way too early to a point to where they're not gonna be able to make it the rest of the way in the race, or the stage. And then next thing you know, they run out of fuel late and all that. The pit strategy is just horrible all across. It needs to be fixed. I don't understand why. Like, it's just not logical. Like, the decisions that the AI make when it comes to pitting, like they gotta be a little more smarter when it comes to, you know, making those type of decisions, so that way you won't just run away with a race because you made the right pit call all the time. It's not like that every race, but the main issue is the main places that it's an issue at is at the plate races. You could have they can still have like 9 laps of fuel left, and the next thing you know, they pit, and they can't make it the rest of the way. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, next thing you know, you run in by yourself and you cruise to the victory. It kind of ends like that all the time, unless a caution happens or something like that. And then everybody pits and then they can make it on field. But if you got like a long green flag run to the end, they're not gonna be able to make it. So that just doesn't make any sense. That's something that they really got to look at, cause that kind of ruins it ruins the experience. The next thing, fix the caution system for online. Right? They fixed the caution system for offline. They gotta fix it for online, because right now caution still don't come out even for a single car. Even if you 4 cars wreck, the only way it'll trigger is that if people are constantly hitting each other. Like if they constantly, like, cars bounce off one of each other, and then next thing you know, then a caution will happen. But if everybody's just spinning out all over the place, but they don't make contact with each other, the caution's not gonna fucking happen. And it's frustrating for leagues, because it's like come on now, like that ruins people points day and all that. And you could be, some people can be you could be in the final 4 and you spin out or you get involved with something and the caution doesn't happen. Next thing you know, you lose the championship and all that. So that has to be adjusted on. I did a league race a couple weeks ago. We were at Michigan. Next thing you know, it was a 4-car wreck. Caution didn't happen. Finished what? It's 17 league members I'm out in our league. I finished 14th, so I was pretty pissed about that. So that has to be really improved on. The next thing is make the AI more difficult. This is like one of the biggest issues on this game, especially for career mode. The career mode is way too easy. If you drafting for a 5-star team, it's just you blow the AI out of the water. It's just you can have. It's ridiculous. It's hilarious how easy they are. Like, that's why I try to draft for 3 and 4-star teams, because you'll get a challenge eventually. At some tracks, you can still win a lot of races, but it's still too easy though. If you draft for a 3 or 4-star team, you shouldn't be winning a bunch of races. NASCAR games never had the most challenging AI, even the old EA games, and those were good games. So I think the most challenging AI we ever gotten in a NASCAR game, I think, was NASCAR Inside Line. But it just hasn't. It's never been to a point to where, like, you are fighting every race. Eventually you got a race that you could just run away with. They need to give us like a 120 scale or a 110 scale for the max difficulty for the AI, so that way players like me and a bunch of others can have a challenge. Because right now everybody's just, that could turn people off from the game. Like, you just run away from the AI every race. And I don't care who you are, at the end of the day, you do not want to be continuing to win over and over. It gets boring. You want a challenge at the end of the day. I don't care who you are. So that's one thing that's another thing that they have to fix. I don't want to see that carry over into the next game, because say for example, the career mode is real great, but we still got weak AI. That's going to ruin the experience. So please fix that. Improve the rival system. The rival system it's not terrible, but it's things that they can do. I wish you can kind of like, I wish that the AI, the rivals need to calm down a little bit faster. It takes way too long for them to calm down. You could go 4 races without touching that, without making contact with that rival, and they still pissed at you. Like, I don't understand that. So they got to make them. It takes them way too long to get over it. Shit, like I did an Xfinity a season not too long ago. Brandon Gaughan was my rival for the whole year, pretty much. I think I got into him like the 7th race of the season, and he just never calmed down for the rest of the year. I'm like, wow, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So, and I didn't have no other rivals either. He was my only rival for the whole year. So they gotta my only issue is that other than that, they not super aggressive like how they were on the EA games, to where they'll just door slam the shit out of you. And next thing you know, your race is pretty much over. So yes, that's an improvement. So hopefully they can improve it. And last but not least, in the bug fixes and improvements, better frame rate. 30 frames per second on a PS4. No, it shouldn't be like that. 60 frames per second. It shouldn't. I mean, the frame rate looks horrible in this game at times. Like, it shouldn't be like that. I mean, if it was 60 frames per second, it can make the game look a lot better. They don't got to even improve the graphics, but it'll make the game look so much better. Right now, 30 frames per second, it just looks bad right now. So I hope they can improve that. They not switching engines unfortunately. It was a rumor going around not too long ago saying that they was gonna be switching to Unreal Engine, but Sean Wilson, one of the devs that works at 704 Games, he said that they're not switching to Unreal. They're not switching engines right now. They're gonna stick with Unity. So that sucks. So I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, I would love to see them switch to a different engine, because I just think Unity is really holding them back. They got the guys over there to make a good NASCAR game, but I really think this engine is kind of holding them back right now. But we'll see with this next game. Now, we're finna get into the bells and whistles. Things that should be in the damn game, but it's not still. Basic things. A lot of this stuff is basic things that needs to be in a racing game in general. And first is a track map. Why is the track map missing? I don't know. We had in New Technics games, and you guys know how bad those games were, but at least they had basic stuff in there. A track map been in NASCAR games since the 90s, so that shouldn't be too hard to get in. Like, that should be pretty easy. I don't understand what was the issue. Like, why is it so hard to implement a track map? So I expect it in this next game. It's an outcry for that right now. DNFs. This is really important. We haven't had DNFs in NASCAR games since NASCAR 09. DNFs are a huge part of not just NASCAR, but in motorsports in general. When I race, I want to have a fear of wrecking out. Like, if you, like, right now when you play these NASCAR games nowadays, it's no fear. Because you know that if you get involved in a wreck, you can flip and all that, slam into the wall. At the end of the day, all you got to do is just go to pit road, and then next thing you know, your car could be brand new again. That's it. That's all. That's all that's going to happen. It should be some type of, like, if you flip over or take a hard hit to the wall and all that, you slam into the wall, your day should be done. You should have a DNF. And I don't want to just see DNFs for offline. I want to see it for online too. Because I bet you if we have DNFs for online, people will race a lot more smarter. They really will. I bet. You wouldn't have people driving their cars in, and next thing you know, just getting into that person. I bet people would be a lot more cautious with their moves and all that. Because if they was to put DNFs in online, I bet you I would turn that setting on every time when I host rooms. Or I'll suggest it to the host. So that's huge. That you technically didn't have it. 704 games still haven't had it yet. So that's huge in my opinion. That's a big part of motorsports. NASCAR is a motorsport that needs to be in the game. So why is that still missing? I don't know. EA had it. That was way back. Shit. Even PS1 NASCAR games had it. They need to put it into a PS4 game. it should be doable. So I'm just confused by that. Next thing, being able to look behind us and moving the camera around so that way we can look side to side and backwards. I think some people don't like just to have that option, like being able to look behind you. Why is that missing? That's in a lot of racing games. It's in Grand Theft Auto. You can look behind you when you're in the car. So I mean, I just like, how is this stuff missing? Like, I don't understand that. Like, I hope that it's all this stuff that I'm naming for the bells and whistles part. I hope everything that I'm naming in this video is in the next game, but especially for the bells and whistles. This stuff should not be missing no more. I hope they can do it. It should be doable. But yeah, that's something that needs to be. That's another thing that people are. It's an outcry about. A full-blown paint booth. And I don't know how far they're gonna take it if they do end up putting in a full-blown paint booth. I'll take the one that you Technics had us. Like, I don't think they're gonna go to a point to where it's gonna be on a Forza level or a GT Sport level to where you get to download decals and upload decals to the game and all that. I think that might be in the next game maybe, but I like a paint booth similar to how you Technics had it, to where you could just create decals on your own and being able to place whatever you want on the car and all that. Have some type of freedom at least. I'm glad we get to create cars again. They gave us a paint booth kind of similar to the EA days, to where they'll place stuff on there for you, and they'll just give you some like sponsor options and number options and all that. The next game, I want a full-blown paint booth. Like I said, I don't know if it's gonna be on a Technics level or on a GT Sport / Forza level, to where you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want, even uploading real decals. So that would be nice, but we'll see. I will, because I love creating cars. A lot of people love creating cars. Customization is always a plus. Caution replays. To me, every game, when a caution happens, unless the wreck happens right in front of me and I can see what happened, other than that, every caution on this game is bullshit. Every caution on this game is bullshit. I don't care what anybody say. Like, I just don't like. You see these random ass cautions come out of nowhere. You be like, what just happened? Sometimes it can mess you up and all that, and you be sitting there looking like, wow, caution happens all of a sudden, huh? Okay, so hopefully, I want to see what happens when a wreck happens. Show 2 replays, show them from 2 different viewpoints, and then go back to the pit option thing, to where we, what we gonna do next. I just want to see caution replays. We had it in the Technics games. I want it back. Another thing that should be in NASCAR games. Hopefully we'll have it. I want to see a better crash model. Yeah, a better crash physics and better graphics. The game looks real cartoony right now. I don't know how much they're going to improve the graphics next year. Since they're not switching to a different engine, I kind of expect the same. But hopefully they can kind of touch up on the graphics some and improve it to a point to where we can notice at least. So, and another thing, the crash physics need to be overhauled. Because when you run into somebody, it just looks horrible. It doesn't even look like you making real contact with somebody when a big crash happens. It looks bad. It just needs to be overhauled. Like I said, I don't expect a bunch, but I'll at least like an improvement. Like I said, this is on PlayStation 4. I'm no developer, but please, like, I want this game to play like it's on the PlayStation 4, not this 30 frames per second and bad graphics and generic looking stuff and all that. I know these guys are a small company, but please try your best to hire more guys if you need to order to achieve that goal. Just please try to improve that on NASCAR Heat 3. NASCAR Heat 2 looks exactly the same as NASCAR Heat Evolution in the frames per second department, graphics, crash physics. The damage model looks improved on here. And like I said, I want DNFs. So hopefully that could be something that they can put in. I'm trying to hurry up because I don't want this video to be too long. Last but not least, victory lane celebrations for the bells and whistles department. Victory lane, being able to do a burnout. I don't care if they time us on the burnout like how you tennis did. Just give us the option to burn it down. At least people want to celebrate when they win, and have better victory lane celebrations. Don't have it look generic. It'd be cool if you could have your car pull in, and your team is celebrating, high fiving, and kind of like how NASCAR 4 was when your car come in and car smoke. If your car was damaged, it'll be smoking and stuff and all that, and you climb out the car and you start celebrating, and then y'all take a group photo together of you hosting the trophy. What happened to that? So I love to have stuff. I'd love to have that again in a NASCAR game. That would be really good. The victory lane celebration looks generic right now. I'm glad it's in. I give Process 104 on that. But let's try to take it another step forward and see where that goes. Alright, so the career mode, and this is the part where I'm going to be spending like the next 10 minutes at least talking about this area. The career mode on NASCAR Heat 2 was okay. It wasn't good. It wasn't great. It wasn't fantastic. It wasn't on a 04 through 06 level or Dirt to Daytona level. So I'm going to name a bunch of things that can really elevate the career mode to a point to where it's going to feel like a true career mode. So I got a bunch of things to say. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. But this is things that's going to make it feel like a true career mode. So first, owning teams. I want to be able to own teams like how it was on NASCAR 05 and 06. You can either sign contracts to drive for a team, or you can drive for your own team. It should be like that on the next game. Letting us be able to hire drivers when you own a team, and fantasy drivers. I'm not talking about the actual drivers. I don't think they're going to let us do that. But have like a list of fantasy drivers and like give us like 10 to 12 options, and it'd be nice to show what they're good at. Like, what tracks are they good at? Like, are they good at short tracks? Like, have like a strength, like their strengths and their weaknesses. Like somebody could be good at short tracks, but their weaknesses at road courses, say for example, or etc. Like strengths, play racing, short tracks, weaknesses, road courses, mile and a half, and stuff like that. So that way, when you're scrolling through the drivers you want to hire, you can look at that. They have like a letter grade next to their name and all that. Like, show like a description for the driver. So that'd be kind of cool. Let us design the car, manage the sponsors, hire the pit crew members, the crew chief, and manage the R&D side of things. I want to have like a combination of NASCAR 04 and 05 and 06 put together. I know you guys remember, if you ever had a chance to either look at NASCAR 4 or play it, when you did a career mode, the R&D side was so in depth. and you could just do, it was so much you could just do to the cars, and the stuff I just named, hiring pit crew members and the crew chief and the R&D side of things of cars. You could develop all types of stuff for the car and the R&D. It was just, it was so in depth, and I would like to have that, but also the things from NASCAR 05 and 06 and the owning teams part in the career mode in general. I always wanted to see like a combination of 04 and 05 and 06. So the owning team part, that would be huge, because with the money that you earn in the career mode, it would actually be worth something this time, instead of just earning money and you not spending it on shit. So that money can go towards owning teams. Maybe they can come up with some other stuff that you can spend your money on. It'd be nice to have like a merchandise type of thing too, as well, like how they did on the older NASCAR games. So that would be cool. So just, that would be nice to have. Like, if you look back to NASCAR 05 and 06, you'll see stuff like that, sponsors and all that, pit crew members, etc., etc. So want to get back to that. The owning team part would be huge for the career mode. Just adding that alone would be huge. So please, 704, like that would be huge. I think a lot of people would like that. The next thing, and they added this in the patch. They added this in the patch on NASCAR Heat 2, but when the game released, it was no stats. I was so shocked by it, because even you, I know Utendis had a stat card at least, which that wasn't even good enough. That was nowhere near good enough. I want stats to a point to where it's on a NASCAR 04 level. I want to see top 5s, top 10s, how many DNFs you got, because I expect DNFs to be in the next game. Your stage wins, the all-time win list, so you can look at where you were at the all-time win list for each series. Trucks, Xfinity, Cup, the top 3 series at least. Your average start, your average finish for both career and during the season. Rookie of the Year standings, manufacturer standings, and etc. I want to see stats add so much to a game. Like when they revealed that it was no stats in the game, that was it was such an outcry for that, and it made sense too, because like stats are a huge part of sports, and you actually have some people defending some. I can say defend on 704, but they'll tell you, "Oh, write down your stats. Like you can just write down your own stats." Like, no, I'm not gonna sit there with a sheet of paper and a pen, wasting all that goddamn time in the game just to write down some stats. It should be in the game itself. I don't understand why people was saying that crap. They was like, just write down your stats. Like, no, I should just be able to go to a stat page on the fucking game and be able to look at it. Point blank, period. So, I don't understand why people, that just sounded so ridiculous. I'm just sitting there looking like, wow, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Y'all actually defending this shit? Like, y'all actually telling people to write down. Even though I heard that the guys from the Utectics forum said, the guys that used to work on the Utectics game, they was telling us, yeah, just write down some get a sheet of paper and write down how many top 10 finishes you got. Get a calculator and your average finish and all that. No. So that's laughable. That's real laughable. I expect a lot. They said that they're really going to focus on stats on the next game, so I expect all of that in the game. Hopefully 75% of that stuff I just named, at least hopefully. That would be cool to have a rookie of the year standing, and you're a rookie, you battle with guys that's battling the rookie of the year standings with you and all that, and the manufacturer standings, battling Toyota and Ford and Chevy, whoever you driving for and all that. So that'd be cool. That'd be real nice. Ability to change your paint scheme if you take over a real ride. So we couldn't change our paint scheme in NASCAR Heat 2, which sucked. You had to use that same paint scheme every race. Give us the ability to change our paint scheme. That's pretty much it. Sponsor requirements. When you sign with a team, you should have to, finish a certain place in order to satisfy that sponsor. Like score 3 top 10s in a row, or finish in front of this person, or qualify, in the top 10 this many times, or stuff like sponsor requirements. So that way, even if you're driving for a realistic team, whether you're owning a team or you driving for a realistic team, well, I don't know if they're gonna do that if you drive for a realistic team, but it should be in there for if you drive for your own team at least, because if you drive for yourself and you sign a sponsor, and they should show the requirements, kind of like how it was on NASCAR 4, when you was driving for a team, they'll tell you to do this and do that and all that. And stuff like that. Show all that information, so that way when you go out on the track, you think about your sponsors, and everything. Like, oh wait, I got to get this finished, or I got to do this and do that. So that will add a lot to the career mode as well. Social media, it'll be cool to have like a Twitter page of like, just show us like a Twitter page of like what the fans are saying, like what your fans are saying, or what the sport is saying about you. Like, say for example, you move up to the Xfinity Series after winning a truck championship or something like that. Like, oh, like this guy, etc., move up to the Xfinity Series. Like, expectations are high on him, or stuff like that. Or, oh, this guy's mad at. If you got a rival, it should mention like the rivalry that you guys got on the Twitter feed and all that. And, all types of stuff. Do the fans think you're a dirty driver? Do they think you're a clean driver? Do they like you? And etc., etc. It should be stuff like that. That would add so much to the immersion of it and all that. Part-time schedules. So if you choose to run the Xfinity Series, you should only have like a number of races, like how the guys got in real life. So, you don't see Kyle Busch running 30 races. You don't see him run every single race where he does the Xfinity Series. NASCAR got a limit now to where I think for the Xfinity Series it's 7 races, and for the Truck Series it's 4 races, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're a Cup regular, you should only have like a part-time schedule for the lower series. You shouldn't be able to run, because you can run on NASCAR Heat 2. You can run all 3 series if you want to, but you got to do a full season of that. Or you could do Trucks and Xfinity, or Trucks and Cup, or whatever. But you got to do all the races for it. It should be like a 7 race limit, and that's it. Not to mention, you should be able to skip races too. On top of that, that's another thing. Let's see, a couple more things, and I'll be done with the career mode part. I told you guys it's gonna take like 10 minutes for me to talk about this topic. A trophy room. I would love to see a trophy room. Just that would be so nice. And if you win that trophy multiple times, it should show like an X2 or an X3. How many times you won that trophy? Just a trophy room. I shouldn't have to go into detail about it. A trophy room for all series. If you can't get the real trophies for real life, just give us like a generic trophy like I do for the lower series now. That'd be good enough. So, trophy room, Project Cars 2 just added that, and it adds a lot to it. So that would be nice. The ability to name yourself. So if you want to use your real name, or you want to come up with a nickname, whatever, that'd be nice. Set the age for yourself. A lot of these drivers start off at 16. So you start off as being the 16-year-old, come into the sport, and or you can set yourself to be 25 or whatever. I don't know if they'll let your person age on the game, but it would be nice to just set the age for yourself coming in. They probably would make yourself age if they was to implement something like that. So that'd be kind of cool. And let's design our fire suit. Always want, they had this on NASCAR '05 and '06 as well, but it wasn't a lot of detail. They gave you some presets, and that was pretty much it. I think it was only like 5 you could choose from. So it would be nice to design your own fire suit as well, instead of just having like a plain fire suit. I should be able to design it myself, make it whatever color I want, or you can choose to have it set to a point to match your sponsors, I guess, things like that. And it's one more other thing I wanted to say on here. Oh, this is gonna be debatable. I know a lot of people disagree with me on this, but I think an extra series or two should be added to the game in general. It'll make the climb for the career mode a lot more steeper. So that way, it can I think they should add the Can-Am series, and they should add the Winter Modifier series. It was rumored that they were saying they was going to add a dirt series, but we're not sure about that yet. So it was rumored though. So totally not sure about that yet. But I would like to see 2 more series on there at least, just 2 more, and then it'll make the career mode steeper. Like I said, Can-Am series and Winter Modifier series, that'd be kind of nice. Racing at those short tracks would be so cool, and you race on a different points format. They use the old school format, so pretty sure guys that want it to be 2003 again will be satisfied with that. But that would be that'd be real nice though. Racing on those short tracks like New Smyrna, Evergreen, and tracks like those. It'll be real nice. And that's it for the career mode. It's a lot, but if they can add all of that, man, that would be the best career mode we'll have in a NASCAR game. And it has to be executed too. Things have to be working for it. So I hope they can do it. I know it's a lot. I know people saying, "Oh, they're not gonna add on that," and all, and etc. Like, you never know. These guys, they're capable of adding that stuff into a NASCAR game. They got 6 guys over there from EA, and then you got the guys that used to work on Thursday Daytona. If they could just execute, make the things work, they can do it. I think they can do it. So I believe in these guys still. If the next NASCAR game is mediocre and barely anything's added, or the game is just a mess, I'm gonna stop believing these guys because of that reason. But I still got faith in them though. Last but not least, online. I'm gonna tackle what I want to see in online. I'm gonna make this real quick because this video's been going on for 40 minutes now. A league mode. It'll be so nice. Project Cars has this, and you're gonna see some pictures of it. Of being able to set your driver roster. Project Cars 2 got this. You get to set your driver roster, the track schedule, the times to where you want to start the race. They got the replay mode. You get to set the teams, the point standings. It's all types of stuff that you can do on there. And I like to see that in NASCAR Heat 3, to where it'll help league owners out a lot. It'll help league owners out to a point, so that way they don't got to get on their computer and do it. They can just do it from the game. That's how it is on Project Cars 2. So our league mode would be huge. You technically tried it, they failed with it. I never really took a look at it, but I heard they failed with it. So I hope 704 can execute. They already got a good online system. They just got to add a little bit more to it, and that's pretty much it. And league mode would be huge alone. Second thing I want to see for online, practice and qualifying sessions. That shouldn't be hard to implement. Like I said, I want to see DNS for online, you know, full damage system in general, because we still don't got damage for online. So that'd be nice to add. A lot more people would, you know, like I said, people would drive more cautious. And last but not least, let us start the lobby without the timer automatically starting if you start a lobby. So if you start a private lobby, the timer shouldn't go down automatically once somebody joins, because it does that. When somebody joins, the timer goes down, and then next thing you know, it shouldn't be like that. So let us start the race when we want to start the race. And that's it for online. Like I said, I don't got that many requests, like 3 or 4 requests. The online is like the best thing that they have done on, you know, these NASCAR games. And if they can add those things, oh yeah, improve the AI for online as well, because they drive like shit as well. They drive like shit online. They drive like the Utennis AI. So I like to see that improve. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the NASCAR Heat 3 wishlist video. I hope bigger YouTubers can create videos. Like Real Radman already made one. I like to see What If Racing create one. The bigger NASCAR YouTubers, What If Racing, David Land, Into SC4R, guys like those. You know, that'd be nice to just have those guys create those videos so the developers can really get the message. But yeah, though, that's it though. Hopefully 704 can see this video. I'll catch you guys next time. And the videos you got to see was an online race. It was a close finish. Unfortunately, it had to end like that. But I'll catch you guys next time though.
Clear high, clear high. One more to go. Inside. Hold your line. Inside. You gotta come and pit for gas. Hold the wheel. Clear all around. Top 10. Nice job.